How do you spell success? For the Nathanson family, it's always one letter at a time, and that kind of attention to detail is one reason their fast, fun word game has quickly become a top banana in the toy industry.
Split. My dad, he would have loved nothing more than to walk into a high school and sit down with the kids and play.
Rena Nathanson's father, Abe, adored games, playing them and creating them.
Peel.
This one, Bananagrams, would become his most successful.
Banana.
Invented right here on this table in this little beach house in Narragansett, Rhode Island.
It was the unintentional result of an exhaustive Scrabble match with his British-born grandson, Aaron, Rena's oldest child.
It took 2 hours and whatnot, and we were like, okay, this is taking too long.
We wanted something faster than Scrabble, which we love, and Boggle, and put a couple of different word game tile sets together.
It was 2005. Abe Nathanson, then in his mid-70s, had already served in the Army, founded a design studio, and created art and novelty gifts earlier in life. Now, working on the word game had become a family obsession.
Do you accept Pug? Okay. Oh, no, no.
And it became like, oh, let's play this game. It didn't really have a name.
Ava, Rena's youngest, was only 7.
I just remember us kind of like playing it roughly without that many rules.
He would come to us to say, you guys are kids. Is this too hard? Is this too easy?
I said, you know, Aaron, what we need is an anagram game that's so fast it'll drive you bananas.
From then on, it was Bananagrams. And at that point, my mother and I looked at each other and said, it needs to be in a banana-shaped pouch. And so my mother set about making this pouch.
I'm going to draw the picture of it.
And though Abe had trouble envisioning the pouch, he was willing to see what Rena's mother, Sandy, had in mind.
You might think it looks easy. It's not easy.
I remember the piece that I made was so sloppy.
Rena helped her mom piece it together.
This is the first sample that we made to convince Abe that it had to be in the shape of a banana.
The goal of the game was to be the first to complete a free-form crossword puzzle using nearly all the tiles and clever banana-themed terms like
split,
to start, and
peel,
to pick up a new piece. They played it with friends who went, you guessed it,
bananas,
for the game.
And they all just said, this is so fun. You got to do something with this, you know, because it's just too good.
So Rena and her dad hired a manufacturer in the Far East to make letter tiles and found someone nearby to create the packaging.
The pouches were made locally, and we ironed on the logos. I mean, it was really just to see what would happen. So we had 50 games made. And I took 25 back to London, where I live, and my dad took 25 to a local shop here in Rhode Island, and they sold out immediately.
Next, they upped the ante to 500 games and got similar results. What if they made 5,000, they wondered? Could they be a top banana in the toy business? More importantly, could they afford it? That many games would cost them tens of thousands of dollars for manufacturing, patent, and trademark registration.
My dad said, we'll roll the dice. If I'm going to play the stock market or, you know, take a gamble, I might as well do this. If I lose it, I lose it, but let's just do it.
They'd start by getting legal help, and her dad knew just whom to call.
The old patent attorney, let's see if he's still alive. He'll do this for us. And he called me a couple days later. He said, he's still alive. He's happy to do it for us.
So in 2006, armed with plenty of games, they debuted at the Toy Fair in London. The orders came flying in. The next year, they tried their luck at the New York Toy Fair. Aaron came in costume.
He was the main banana, and then whenever I felt like doing it, I just hop in a banana suit and start walking around.
Not many times in life can you say you see a walking banana walking down the street.
Needless to say, their booth got plenty of attention.
We were inundated for 4 days. It was incredible.
Mom and pop shops ate it up, but the big chains weren't biting.
They just said no. I think partially because of the packaging and partially because the big box stores rarely want to buy one product from one supplier. They want one supplier with 20 products.
They apparently liked the banana shape, but they wanted to protect it with plastic or cardboard.
A lot of them requested we put it in a box, you know, and we had to fight very hard to say we're not putting it in a box. The whole point is, you know, the fabric. And also, it was a very conscious ecological decision, and they all hang like a banana tree, and that's the display that goes in stores. So people can touch it and feel it, and that's what they want to do.
Rena and Abe stuck to their bright yellow guns, and the big stores walked away. Could Bananagrams survive without them? About a year later, sales were up mainly through word of mouth.
We had heard about Bananagrams from our sales manager, this really, really fun game that people were selling like hotcakes at the independent bookstore level.
Susan Bowlett, editor-in-chief at Workman Publishing, was confident it would make a great wordplay book as well. So in 2009, she and her boss headed to the New York Toy Fair to meet with Rena and her dad.
They were a little unsure about how to turn something that was tactile and that involved tiles into a book. And I think that was the moment where we said, let us show you.
They were so terrific that we thought, you know what, again, a roll of the dice. We have nothing to lose, everything to gain.
And guess what? Now, big chain stores were hungry for it too.
And they said, all right, we'll do it your way. You know, no packaging. All right, we'll buy just the Bananagrams. Sticking to what we wanted to do paid off.
Bananagrams even won the toy industry's coveted Game of the Year award in 2009.
And that was a real coup because we were up against a lot of the big boys. You know, fancy schmancy toys.
To keep up with demand, they had moved the business into some commercial buildings, having long since outgrown their first headquarters, this carriage house behind Rena's childhood home in Rhode Island. Today, they continue to handle all U.S. distribution and sales from here.
To date, sales, I think, probably between 5.5 and 6 million units have sold globally.
Multiply that by its sticker price of about $15, and you're talking nearly $90 million in total sales, and that's just from Bananagrams. The company also profits from a veritable fruit bowl of other games, as well as royalties from the books.
We have about 500,000 copies in print, which is, in the world of publishing, a very big number.
Bananagrams will soon be available in 6 languages, and a special edition Olympic version. Sadly, Abe Nathanson is not around to see it all. He lost a battle with cancer in 2010 when he was 80.
He saw it to quite a level of success, so he did enjoy quite a lot of it.
Weekend update.
And then the pinnacle was very recently on Saturday Night Live.
Yes, that's a Bananagrams in my pocket, and I'm happy to see you.
And that was like, we've arrived. You know, Dad, we've arrived.
Now Rena runs the company with the help of Vice President Norman Gettings. They continue to expand the product line, including jumbo versions of some of their games.
You want to have a go?
Yeah.
Keeping the fruit fresh for Ava and Aaron whenever they're ready to bite.
Bananagrams somehow struck a chord. People were sick of computer games. There was a throwback to family games. It's great. It's a phenomenon. Who knew?
Rena Nathanson is also focused on continuing her father's legacy by getting Bananagrams into classrooms across America as a fun teaching tool and donating games, time, and money to help fight childhood cancer through organizations like I Back Jack.